Hey, Jermaine, man, back again.
Right
Uh,
back at it.
hey, and the UFC announced a pretty damn good replacement. I mean, it's obviously not Khamzat versus Whittaker, but Ikram Aliskerov versus Robert Whittaker, man. It's a pretty tasty fight. It makes sense in Abu Dhabi as well. Obviously, Ikram is Islamic background as well, so Islamic Dagestani Russian background, so he's probably going to do fairly good numbers. But yeah, generally speaking, I'm fairly excited for it. I think Ikram's last fight, he looked pretty much like a wild beer. I know it was against Wally Alves, but man got dropped by a jab, man. Like his guy's got
Yeah.
insane power. And you know what I really like about his style as well, Jermaine? He's almost got like a Chuck Liddell type of killer instinct. Like
Oh
when he
yeah.
sees someone get hurt, yeah, he just goes for it, man. He's not going to take any risks. Sorry, he takes a bit of a risk in that sense, but he's there to kind of close the show, man, which is very exciting.
Yeah, he doesn't play with his food. Like if he gets you hurt, he's not gonna take any. He's on you. Like I do like that about him a lot. I think this is a really good fight though. Maybe even a more competitive fight than the Hamza
Really?
fight. Yeah, I think he's a little more I'd say relaxed. He's
Yes.
like Hamzat is like go, 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 while Ikram will find his spots. And we haven't really seen too much of the wrestling from him in the UFC.
Yeah.
But I think that could be a big factor here in him finding success against Robert Whittaker. I think this is the perfect fight for him. I saw actually yesterday because we spoke and there was the Nasruddin Imavov.
Yeah, there was that going up in the air, and we were like, maybe that's going to go ahead. And I was pretty sure that that was going to be the fight.
And then I
Um,
went on Twitter and I saw Ikram and I was like, ooh, I like that
yeah.
fight. But I didn't like, I was going to say, I like took a screenshot. I was going to put it in the group chat. And I was
Yeah.
like, nah, I don't need to send that. But then I was like, whoa, it happened.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, insane, man. And what I'm really impressed with, again, as you mentioned, yeah, he's just fucked dudes up with striking recently, man. Like, it's just been pure striking. I mean, just
Mhm.
going by his last 3 wins, yeah. I mean, the Wally Alves fight, insane. He destroyed Phil Hawes, man. That was nasty.
Mhm.
I was money on that as well. I was hoping that Phil Hawes would be a nice little underdog pick. He
Oh, no.
didn't do nothing. To be fair,
No.
it was more like I'm putting in like a couple of dollars, man.
Yeah.
He destroyed him, man. He absolutely starched him. And yeah, he showed a bit of grappling in the Dana White Contender Series with the submission. But overall, I'm really impressed. And it's almost like, do you remember when Holly Holm first came in? It's a bit of a random tangent, but when Holly Holm first came into the UFC, she did a very smart game plan. She didn't show all her hand. She didn't show all her cards. And that's how she managed to kind of be successful and beat Ronda Rousey. Because Ronda Rousey, like, what the fuck, head kick?
Yeah.
This could be the case, man. We could actually see some very solid wrestling, as you mentioned.
Yeah, we could. We saw what Dricus was able to do against Robert with his wrestling. And at the time, we thought it was like a bit of an anomaly. But like, Ikram's about the same size as Whittaker.
Yeah, it's
I
bigger.
think he's bigger than Whittaker.
Yeah, he's like 6'1", 76. I mean, it's marginal,
Yeah,
but in a game like this, amongst the elite, yeah, inches make a massive difference, doesn't it?
and he's Dagestani, which goes a long way if we're talking about someone who has to deal with grappling. So I think, dude, I honestly think this is a much more competitive fight. I think we all knew that Hamzat had a good round at least in him, and then it was
Yeah.
up in the air after that. I think Ikram is a much better fight over 5 rounds for Whittaker.
Yeah, he's shown a little bit more. It's crazy as well because we're saying that he's more of a competitive fight, and his only loss is him getting starched by Khamzat Chimaev, which
Yeah.
is it's quite a compelling story. When you see the fight between the two of them as well, it wasn't like either of them was getting dominated. It was basically like Ikram was defending and stuffing a lot of the takedowns. Khamzat actually backed up a little bit, and whilst he backed up, he managed to fucking come forward last second and knock him out with a clean left hand. And it's like that's not really telling me that you're the much better fighter. You got I wouldn't say you got lucky. You were the better man of the night, but it also sets up a fucking amazing, compelling fight here between him and Hamza if he was to win.
Yeah, I was always hoping that we eventually would get to see this fight,
Yeah,
but they were fast tracking Hamzat and not Ikram. It didn't seem like they weren't like Ikram didn't get the Alex Pereira treatment. All
yeah,
right, he didn't get that treatment of they fought before. There's a rivalry. I wish he had, but now we potentially can see if he gets a win here, and then he's probably gonna fight Dricus or Izzy in the next fight. And then we
yeah,
could definitely, if we get Hamzat back, we thought it was injury, but it was actually like health scare. And
yeah.
once again, so like if we do see Hamzat again, then hopefully we get to see this rematch between him and Ikram.
Yeah, I mean, again, not to shit on Hamza. I feel a bit bad, yeah, for that random
Yeah.
bit. I was like, feeling a little bit bad, yeah. But to be fair, it could still be overtraining, man. We still don't know the case. It could
Mhm.
be because this is, he's a massive welterweight at this point. Sorry, middleweight. He's
Mhm.
cutting a lot of weight. He's obviously increased a little bit of his size. It could just be the fact that he's cutting too much weight. Like in a very short space of time. Could be his kidneys shutting down. But look, regardless, I do hope Hamza, goes back to full recovery. It's weird, man. I don't think we're ever going to get the same Hamza again, man. Like,
No.
how do you come back
And
from this?
and I think the thing for me is like when he's having those struggles with like cardio but then he fights so infrequently, how does he really get to address that when
Yeah,
he's just never in the octagon? So like, yeah, I don't know if he's gonna regress, but I mean with that Chechen folk style wrestling, I don't really know if it really matters if he regresses at all. He'll probably still come in and dominate
yeah,
most other people until he fights like a Ikram who can shut that down. But it's unfortunate because I think he just needs to be active. And who knows, man? You saw the picture with Kutaladze sitting next to him at the sitting bedside. It looked pretty
like
depressing,
horrible,
dude.
man.
Yeah, it
Horrible,
looked
bro. And I'm wishing the best for him, honestly. I mean, I feel so bad now because it's like,
yeah, no,
you
we
know,
were
yeah. I
we're
mean,
like,
it was
what
more
is
me
he
to be
doing?
fair. I was like, what the fuck, man? What's wrong with
Yeah.
you? How dare you,
Hopefully,
you motherfucker?
yeah, I hope he can heal up quick.
Do you know what's crazy? Yeah, fans. Yeah, I think I saw this on a Full Violence page, but even after Full Violence posted that picture of him in a hospital, they're like, "Ah, man, what fucking?" They're like, "What a fucking bitch!" I'm like, "You guys are horrible, man." Like, I
Yeah.
felt, I changed the caption. I'm like, you know what? That's yeah,
Yeah. Oh my. Oh my. See, yeah, the fans are ruthless, man. They can be
yeah.
ruthless.
They don't give a fuck, man. They do not give a flying fuck, man.
Mhm.
But I mean, going forward, yeah, what do you do with Khamzat Chimaev? Sorry, not Khamzat Chimaev. I'm still got him on his mind. What do you do with the winner? Like, say for example, Aliskerov wins. What do you do with him?
He's right there,
Yeah,
for a title shot. I don't know if he gets the next title fight because he definitely doesn't have the name value of a Khamzat Chimaev. That guy's a star. So it makes more sense if either one wins that fight that they could get a title fight. So if Robert wins here, I don't see him getting a title shot after beating Ikram.
you think so?
No, I don't. I do not. I think he'd have to fight Strickland in order
Oh
to.
man,
Yeah, I think either one actually. Whoever wins this fight has to fight Strickland for a
yeah,
number one contender fight.
that's 100% true. I mean, personally, I think Whittaker's done enough work here in the middleweight division to be like bypass all that because this was for the number one contender spot. And you know what the UFC are like, man? They're probably gonna add a little bit of hype here by going, this is for the number one middleweight spot. Like I think it's gonna be that case. And regardless, man, the middleweight division needs a little bit of movement right now. I mean, who's the number one contender right now? Who's gonna fight for the title? I can't even think of a
Well,
pick.
Izzy,
It
Izzy put out a video of him training, and he said it'll be 11 months since his last fight when he gets
yeah.
in the octagon. And with the timeline, that's 305. That lines up with him fighting Dricus at 305. So I was like, yeah, oh, he's definitely fighting Dricus for the belt next. And
Yeah.
At
I
least
like the fight, but I don't at the same time, man. 11 months out and you find the champion. Like, I know you were the champion, and I think you're better skill. I think he's got a better skill set than Dricus, but bro, man, like really? Right to the title?
He's got good grappling. It looks
Yeah,
like. I think that could
yeah,
be a pretty big issue. The thing that concerns me most, just if I'm looking at little stats, Izzy's turning 35,
yes.
and people
Oh, you
do
made me
pretty
sign it. Now,
yeah.
thanks.
They do pretty bad in championship fights once they hit 35. Like we've seen Volkanovski, pretty much all the champions below heavyweight, they do pretty bad after
Yeah.
35. So
Unless you're Anderson Silva, you know, he was
yeah,
freaking fucking starching dudes past 35. So,
and
hey,
he
look,
could
he's an anomaly, man. You never know.
he
Like,
probably could have kept going for longer had he not played around. I still get
yeah.
upset when I look at that fight against Weidman. Like, dude, what? Why? Why were you doing that?
You know what's crazy? Like right before that fight, yeah, with Weidman, he looked like I think that was the last time Anderson Silva looked completely invincible because he starched Stephen Bonner. Do you remember when he had his like hands behind the cage, hands behind his back, yeah, and just absolutely starched Stephen Bonner, R.I.P. But he starched him, and then he goes into the Weidman fight, and he never looks the same. It could be the same case with Izzy, man. You never know. You could be, you know, he loses to Strickland, and he never regains that championship medal, man.
Man, just touch on Strickland. It's funny when Pereira beat Strickland, I was like, that does not tell you that he deserves a title fight. But in hindsight, that 100% told you that he was ready to fight for the belt because Strickland dominated Izzy.
Yeah, I got a theory about that, man. I just feel like when you're doing 3 to 4 title fights a year, you're doing it back to back to back, you're gonna get burnt out, and eventually, you know, it doesn't matter how much of a amazing striker and how good your skill set is, it is gonna wear down on you. And I think Izzy just looked past Strickland, man. That's just my opinion.
He did.
You know?
He did.
You know, not to take anything past Sean, like, but yeah.
No, Strickland thought he was gonna lose that fight. Like if you watch the interviews leading up to that fight, he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get my ass kicked, but I'm gonna keep coming forward." He thought he was gonna lose that fight.
Yeah.
Then the first round happened, and it was like, "Holy fuck, I'm in this!" So like, not only am I in this, but I can definitely win this. He almost finished Izzy in the first round.
Well, he said he found it easy. How crazy is that? He said he found it easy, and it's like, whoa, this is really easy, man. Like that's just really obvious.
Yeah,
like you're being really obvious. I just think he was bad out, man. But moving forward to Whittaker, if he was to win, what do you do with him? Or do we actually cover Whittaker? I'm just losing track here.
He's got to fight Strickland.
Yeah,
because Dricus said he won't fight. Even if Whittaker beat Khamzat, he said he wouldn't fight him next. Yeah, he said specifically that he wanted to see him fight Strickland. I don't know if Strickland wouldn't want to even take that fight. Like, I feel like he is the number 1 contender, but I would still love to see him fight Robert Whittaker. I don't think that leg kick keep you away thing is gonna work against Whittaker and his blitz. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work.
Yeah, I think so, man. It's a good fight. Like, it's a very good fight. UFC have done an amazing job to kind of scramble and get a main event together. Fucking man, Hunter Campbell's a fucking goat, man. He's a damn good matchmaker.
He's something, yeah. He's an interesting guy.
In about 5 years, people are gonna be like, "Oh man, this guy was more toxic than Joe Silva, man."
Yeah,
he was like a.
Those Fight Inc. Videos, people were like, "Oh wow, this is the fucking real mastermind behind the scenes." It is what it is, but
yeah, definitely, man. But look, that's pretty much a wrap, man, for UFC Saudi Arabia. You know, barring any changes, we've got a main event, guys. You know, it's not all lost. It's not it's not like the most anticipated main event of the year, but it's pretty damn good. You know, it's okay.
No,
and let's be honest. Conor and Chandler's gone. It's nice, you know.
We've upgraded UFC 303.